Well, the question was, the books are obviously adult books with plenty of violence and so on, but no bad language and no four-letter words specifically. And the question was, is that conscious? Was that a conscious decision? And it wasn't really a conscious decision. It was more of a sort of subconscious inhibition, to be honest. Because, well, first of all, intellectually, there's a problem with profanity. Because in the real world, and I use industrial language all the time privately, as I'm sure we all do, but in the real world you use it with such frequency. You know, you listen to any regular person talking in any regular situation, they're probably using the F word 3-4 times in a sentence. You know, as a noun, as an adjective, whatever, adverb, just an endless flow, and it's very, very entertaining and very, very cathartic to use. But it's so frequent that if you were to make an accurate, realistic representation of that kind of dialogue, then the book would be 1,000 pages long. It really would. And so the book can't be 1,000 pages long, so what everybody else does is edit it down, which to me intellectually introduces a kind of spurious emphasis on the few times that you do use it. It has an emphasis that really isn't there in real life. If you reduce the number, it makes each individual instance seem more important. So I couldn't really resolve that intellectual puzzle. Plus, when I try to, I just could not write it down, and I don't know why, because I use it all the time verbally. I don't care if my mother reads it. I mean, my mother reads all the sex scenes and the eye gougings and stabbings and all that kind of stuff. I have no idea why, but I just wasn't comfortable writing it down, and so I didn't. And it has some kind of basis in reality, in as much as Reacher was an officer in the US military, and there's a kind of tradition or a code amongst the officers that they will not use bad language. Enlisted men will, officers won't. So it's kind of coherent in that sense. And it's done me no harm and a lot of good, actually, because there are certain demographics that get really uptight about it.
Evangelical Christians.
Yeah. Well, you know, sweet old ladies and stuff like that. They are unhappy if the language is there, and they're happy if it's not there. And I've had a lot of letters saying thank you for not including it, and I haven't had a single letter saying please put it in. In fact, I've had people say to me that I'm wrong, that it is in there, but it actually isn't. I'm somehow giving the impression of, you know, these tough guys in desperate situations. People assume that they're using bad language when they really aren't. So I would say it's worked out in my favor, definitely. You know, I don't think anybody refuses to read the books because they're missing, whereas some people are enthusiastic about reading it because they're not there. And, you know, you get ancillary little benefits like Reader's Digest buys the books, whereas they wouldn't otherwise, and so on. So, yeah, so that's, you know, if any psychiatrists in the audience can explain it to me, I'd be very happy. But I don't really understand it myself, but I just could not bring myself to do it.
Could I just final word, couldn't it?
Yeah.